Hello Sudoku friends, welcome to the New York Times Hard Sudoku puzzle. Today is April 20, 2023. There's a 2 blocking over and a 2 blocking over, 1 2 blocking up, so a 2 must go here. A 7 and a 4 blocking up, a 7 and a 4 blocking over, 7 and a 4 must go in these 2 squares here. We have a 9 blocking up, another 9 blocking up, and 1 9 blocking over, so a 9 must go here. Now we have a 9 and a 7 and a 9 and a 7 in these 2 rows. So we need a 9 and a 7 up here somewhere in these 3 cells. We also have a 9 blocking down and a 9 blocking up, and this 9 is blocking over, so a 9 goes here. So these 2 squares being a 7 and a 4 and a 6 blocking over here gives us a 6 for this square. Now we need a 2, 3 and an 8 for these 3 empty squares. There's a 2 and a 3 blocking here, so this is where the 8 goes. And this 8 blocks across, this 8 blocks up, so an 8 must go here. And now 2 8s block across like so, so an 8 must go in this square as well. And this 8 blocks down, of course, and this 8 blocks across, so here is another 8. 2 and 3 still missing here, and of course the 2 blocks over, so here goes the 3 and here is a 2. 3 blocks over, 3 blocks over, here's a 3. The 6 blocks over and this 6 blocks over, so here goes a 3 in the top row. This 5 blocks over and this 5 blocks up, so here's a 5. So we are left with a 1 4 here, a 1 4 here, a 1 and a 4 here, and a 1 and a 4 here. So up here, oh yes, I see, a 1 and a 4 block up here. So these have to be a 1 and a 4, and this square, therefore, has got to be a 5. Here we have a 1 and a 4 candidate. We still need to find a 5 and a 3 for the column. This 5 blocks here, so the 3 must go here and the 5 must go here. This 5 blocks across, this 5 also blocks across, and this 5 blocks down, so here's a 5. We need a 3, 6, and an 8 for these squares here. There's a 6 and an 8 in the row, making this a 3. These now have to be a 6 and an 8. Here we need a 1, 2, and a 6 to complete this block here. There's a 2 and a 6 in the row, so here's a 1. The 6 blocks over, so here's a 2, and therefore the 6 must go here. These are still a 7 and a 4, therefore these 2 must be a 3 and an 8. Those I can't solve just yet, but since they are 3 and an 8, we know that this square must be a 9. We also remember, I'm sure, that we need a 7 and a 9 for 2 of these squares up here. So we have a 7 and a 9 blocking up, so we know that these 2 squares must be a 7 and a 9, and these 2 therefore must be a 1 and a 4 pair. We need a 4, 5, and a 7 to fill these empty squares here. There's a 5 and a 7 in the row, so a 4 must go here. A 6, 8, and a 9 for these squares here. There's a 6 and an 8 in this column, so a 9 must go here. This is now a 6 and an 8, and we have an 8 blocking down. Therefore, this must be the 6, and this must be the 8. The 8 blocks up here. Therefore, this must be the 8, and the 3 must go here. Before I forget it, remember the 7 and a 9 we had going on up here? Now this 9 blocks up, so a 7 goes here and a 9 here. the 7 blocks down, this blocks up, so a 7 goes here, and that solves the 7 and the 4 pair we had here from the beginning. Here we are looking now for a 2, which can't go here, and a 3. And here we are looking for a 1 and a 4. And they will have to wait a little bit, but we know that this also is a 1 and a 4. So that means that these two squares must be an 8 and a 6. Also nothing I can do about it. So let's look over here again. We're looking for a 5 and 7 for these squares. Here also nothing. And here we need an 8 and a 6. I need to look harder elsewhere, I think. Yes, 2 blocks down, 2 blocks down, and a 2 blocks over. So here's a 2. This is now a 1, 4, and this is a 1, 4. This is a 1, 4, and this is a 1, 4. 1, 4 is today's theme at the New York Times, but we do have a 4 here, so we can resolve most of this now. This must be a 1, this must be a 4. Therefore, this is a 4, and this is a 1. Therefore, this is a 1, and this is a 4. Therefore, this is a 4, and this is a 1. And a final 1 goes here. No, it's not a final one. We still need a 1 down here because this 1 blocks down, right? So this was the final 1. And here we still needed a 6, which blocks over, by the way, and this 6 blocks down. So here is also a 6. Here we are looking for an 8, and we also have an 8 here. This square has got to be a 3. Therefore, this must be a 3. And now we know that this must be a 7, as must this square here. Here's a 5, making this a 5, and this square here has got to be a 4. And so we solved today's New York Times heart puzzle. I hope you come back again soon. Bye for now.